that in order to address issues on climate change in the country, a team from the local Conference of Youth on Climate Change have held a stakeholders engagement to tackle global warming.
Climate change is the single biggest health threat facing humanity, and health professionals worldwide are already responding to the health harms caused by unfolding crisis. A youth group on climate change has concluded that to avert catastrophic health impacts, the world must limit temperature rise to 1.5 degrees Celsius. A team from the local Conference of Youth on Climate Change has held its stakeholders engagement in Accra to tackle the menace. The co-founder of Green Africa Youth Organization, Desmond Alugua, says policymakers should include the youth in the decision-making process on climate change.
For today's engagement, it's really important because this is an opportunity for awareness creation, but there's also an opportunity for young people to mainstream youth voices into national policies as far as climate action is concerned. Well, just like so many other national issues that we have in this country, we realize that most of the time the young people are not considered as equal and capable minds in order for them to contribute to national development. If you look at our parliament, you see that the youth population is far less, and that's the problem. Right now, we understand that a lot of the unemployment issues that we are facing across the sub-Saharan Africa is a matter of climate. It's a matter of climate because farmlands are getting eroded, farmlands are getting degraded, and then come to think of the issues around mining now, the illegal mining and all other issues because of what? Unemployment. Young people are not able to access employment opportunities in other areas that they could have access. And of course, political will to also work assiduously to make sure that the systems absorb these young people is also not as it should be. So the main problem that young people are facing now is that you have a lot of climate-induced migration, young people flying from different parts of the extreme parts of the country, going into the middle or the city centers where there's so much congestion and you cannot do anything. The other problem that we are facing is that young people we know are not having enough money as compared to the older folks. And so when we have floodings, for example, where we are struggling in the cities, in the city of Accra, you see that young people are the people who have the least ability to adapt after their rooms or their properties have been taken away by this heavy flood. So in so many dimensions, we are seeing that young people by day, as the day passes by, are getting more vulnerable, and that has to be something that we need to look at critically.
A representative from the United States of America, Maggie Levern, appealed to developed countries to support underdeveloped countries implement policies to solve the menace.
Problem with implementation of policies, I think the ideas are there, but when it comes to actually implementing it on the ground, that is where a lot of these good ideas that we come up with kind of fall through. So I think we need to really amp up how we monitor our implementation, how we report what is being done, because we can't say we're going to do something and not do it when it comes at the expense of our livelihoods, of our future. And so I think that needs to happen in order to actually have accountability with the people who are claiming to represent us in this effort to reduce climate change.